Hi, welcome to the Flower Fix for the 4th of July. We're going to make a little bouquet starting with any vessel that you have. This is an old candle jar. We need a knife and some flower foam, or you could put tape over the top in a tic-tac-toe over the top of the vessel. If you have foam, soak it in some water with a little bit of sugar water there, and then just trim it to fit inside your vessel. And if you've ever sliced up flower foam, you'll know that it's a very fun thing to do. And so you just want to make it so it'll fit down in your vessel and just skim to the top and stick out just about 1/4 of an inch. And it should fit snugly down there. You can press it in and then trim off the sides so you have a nice angle to put your foliage in and flowers in. I'm just going to trim the top of that off so that it is nice and a little dome. Okay, we can clean this stuff up, and we have flowers at Downtown Coffee and Cream or at Botanica Bee Flower Company, little bouquets through the summer, and so you can check them out. You can pick them up anytime. And so I have this week's, it's a 4th of July theme. And we're just going to unwrap it here and see what's inside. Now each one may be just a little bit different, so just shake out what you have. And we're going to start with the greenery. And you can use scissors what you have at home. I just happen to have some shears for cutting flowers. But you can use anything and just cut the stems off, all the little stems. Break down your big stems into little pieces, and you can just cut it off, pull off the bottom leaves if you need to make enough, about an inch and a half stem to stick into the foam, or even longer if you're going to put it down into water and not use foam. We have some foam blocks for sale they're free if you purchase a bouquet, so you can pick one of those up if you would like. And the ones that we have with our flowers are biodegradable. Now I'm going to go in with the second greenery, and you can pick greenery off of any trees or any flowers. I like to use hosta leaves sometimes if you have something pretty. I've even used a house plant when I was trimming it back, but there should be plenty of greenery in there. Just remember to trim it down. And I'm going to leave the pretty tops, and I'm going to make that the most visible. The tops of the plants are usually the prettiest. I'm going to put that in kind of the center, just off to the side, and another piece kind of crisscross there. And then I'm just go around, and we're going to build a little nest for our flowers. And I'm just going to stick in all the little pieces around. The prettier pieces I'm going to keep near the top, and the pieces that are more for filler and fluff are going to go closer to the rim of the vessel. All right, now I'm going to start with the tall flower, and I'm going to trim it so that it's not about 1.5 times the height of the vessel. And I'm just going to stick it off the center. I want mine has quite a curve on the top, so I'm going to make it curve into the arrangement, but you can do whatever you like. And I'm going to take that beautiful blue delphinium, and I'm going to find a place to cut it so that the flowers kind of hide the cut at the top of the stem. And I'm going to get 2 pieces out and pull the bottom flower off there and trim the ends so it's at a nice angle, and we'll poke in that foam easily and kind of put them side by side there in the arrangement. And then I'm going to grab those bright red carnations, and I'm going to put them a little bit lower. They're a bigger flower, so they should be lower in the arrangement. And carnations are the only flower you can actually pull apart with your fingers. Don't do that to other flowers. They don't like that, but the carnations, they don't mind. So if they're not open all the way, you can kind of force them open. They're pretty, I think they're the most durable flower that I've worked with. All right, and next up we have that beautiful Lisianthus. Sometimes I've heard it called a country rose. They should open. The buds won't open once they're picked. They'll stay in that beautiful bud form. So I'm going to put those to the side. But the flowers themselves that are started to open will continue to open. and I'm going to trim those up. There's lots of stems available on those single stems. You can get a lot of stems out of them. And I'm just going to continue to pull those apart and take off the bottom leaf there, and then measure how tall I want them to be, give them a fresh cut, and then put them in the arrangement. And you really can't go wrong at this point once you get your nest made, and keep the larger flowers to the bottom and the lighter flowers to the top. It's just kind of just have some fun and express your own creativity here. Each flower is going to be a little bit different, and each bouquet is going to be a little different. And if you grow flowers at your house, you can certainly add some of your own to that, or buy 2 bouquets and make a large arrangement. If they're hard to get in, make sure that you're cutting them at a sharp angle. And then there I had to move one out of the way a little bit because they do bend. But if you grab them closer to the bottom of the stem and then just kind of, coax them in a little bit. And now I'm going to go back and get those buds that haven't opened, and they can kind of fill in and act like a filler flower. And they're very, very pretty and light and dainty, so they'll be probably a little bit taller or stick out a little farther than the rest of the flowers. And just go around, and wherever there's a little hole, you can just stick those in and make sure that everything has, a little space around it, but then also there's no dark holes with that dark greenery. And then I'm going to go and take every bit of leaves that I can use. I'm going to trim that right down to where those leaves come together, and I'm going to use that as some filler also. I try to use every bit of stem that I can get. So I'm going to put these around the bottom. They're not very pretty leaves, but they do a nice job covering up the foam and just kind of breaking that line of the vase and the flowers there. All right, we have one more, that big piece of greenery there, and I'm going to grab that, kind of clean up my mess a little bit. And stick that on that side. And now I'm going to grab that fern and I just try to get as many pieces off as I can and fill in any little place that I think needs a little bit of love. We really don't want to see any of the foam. And there's our finished arrangement, all from our $18 bouquet. I hope you have some fun, and a happy 4th of July from Botanica Bee and Downtown Coffee and Cream.